So, pretty much still, behind, but I'm here, and I thank you for being patient, logging on, logging in, Googling, instant messaging, AOL, texting, however you got the information to tune in. I thank you for doing such, and your support is greatly appreciated. I have several back end discussions from yesterday. It's pretty warm in here. I think they got the semi place. Finally the heat comes on, but then you can't really I can't control it. All I can do is crack a window, and then it'll be like 20 degrees in here. So can't do that. But I think on the first song break, I'm going to adjust the temperature in here by cracking a window, because I'm pretty warm and I want to get to sweating and losing weight. I want to lose weight, but not on the live on air. Do I want to shed 10 pounds because of the extreme warmth in here? So let's I'm still trying to finish up everything on the back end, and I have to be here from 10 to 11, and I'm going to go beyond, but I got to live up to my obligations. So I'm trying to do two things at once and be productive at the same time. So what we got going on here? All right, so I gotta pull out I gotta go TV anchor on you and pull out some paperwork. No, not yet. Bill Cosby has resigned from the board of trustees of Temple University. And I think it's they're saying that he more than likely did it to cut the head off before they themselves did the deed. And it could be, that could be a good thing to do, but it's like that man has been a part of Temple University since before I was born, and I've been here almost 40 years. Bill Cosby is Temple University. All the episodes not all but the episode he had at Temple University running the track and all that. And I think it's a tragedy that, that someone of such stature, that a million years later, because right is right, wrong is wrong, and in no way am I condoning the alleged type of actions, but I kind of think 40 years later, I think it's like, what are you really trying to do? That's just my opinion. 30 or 40 years later, what are you really trying to do? What really was your goal? Who put you up to it, and why now? That's where I'm at with it, But hey, it's not my place. I'm not a rape victim. I was molested at the tender age of 11 years old by an older girl with a jerry curl. Y'all might think I'm playing, but I'm serious. No, I wasn't molested. I was taken advantage of. Is that the same thing? Don't judge me. I liked it though. Trust me. It actually fine-tuned me and made me become the man that I am today. So I'm not all that. I'm not disappointed or mad or bitter or anything. It's helped me. It helped me become the man that I am. So I've wow, I've done. Let me see. I know what I haven't played in a while. Still had to take a song break, but because it's, yep. So because of the time, I'm gonna cut it really, play a quick song. But we're gonna take a song break, and I will be back playing Mr. Mel Austin, Broad Street, off his debut album, Waking Up Volume 1. Here's Broad Street. That's my joint. Listen, first saw that, man. Sorry, once again, thanks for tuning in and logging in to the Mike Pope Show via YouTube, streaming live Monday through Fridays, 10 to 11 p.m. We started about 10:09 today, but that is the hours. So I first met this young man, Mr. Austin, about 5 or 6 years back. His music just blew me away, man. He was refreshing, man. It was different, man. I've been a supporter, a fan, whatever you want to call it. I've been such ever since that first time, man. And I support him heavy. I don't get any free CDs, free tickets. I refuse them. He's offered them to me. Yo, just come by. No, I have to support. Here, just grab a, here, you grab this, No. When I can't get to him, if I like, something I can't get to him, I go on iTunes and get it. I support this guy heavy. I support him. So, back to the title of the show. Fathers, where are you? That's what I want to talk about today. The fathers, and where are they? Because the rate that young women, young girls, still getting, not the pregnancy rate. That is not what I'm questioning, and what I'm saying is a factor of the absent fathers, or whatever the case is. It's not the pregnancy rate. I'm not going to play numbers. What I'm going to play and what I'm going to speak of is the quality of these pregnancies, and how women are still having, or young girls are still having babies by, dope boys or dead-end boys, cats that's really doing nothing with themselves, so those are the things that affects, and I can't. It's like I see it, and I'm like, if more fathers, because I don't put myself on a pedestal, because I'm full of mistakes. I'm normal. I'm the average guy. I'm not on any pedestal. But I tend to say, like, wow, like, I don't like that these girls are still getting pregnant by people who don't mirror a positive figure in their life. That's what I'll say. And the fathers, we are the first role model, the first, example of a male, of a man, of a husband, of a boyfriend, of a child's father. We are the first example. And these guys just aren't getting it. I'm not even talking about them being absent. It's just the way they're doing things. Obviously absence plays a big part. But it's not just the absence. It's really everything. And they're losing at high rates. Soon as they get pregnant, it's like, oh, I don't need no man. Oh, I don't need him. I don't need him in my business, or I don't need him. It's like, you don't need him, no, but that child will need him. Child support does not raise a child. Social Security benefits does not raise a child. Pension does not raise a child. Jordans does not raise a child. A father and a mother raises a child. And my children, although I'm separated from the youngest mother, and me and the oldest mom, we've been separated for, I don't know, like, he's 19, about 17 years. But I've been fortunate enough to have a relationship with them where it did not, our failed relationship didn't affect the child. You know, there's been bumps in the roads, but it didn't affect the child, and that is really big. And I wanted to get that out real early. I really wanted to talk about that yesterday. But we had so many shenanigans, and we have stories. I have stories of police brutality that I want to also discuss and get out there. So it was so much going on yesterday that I just couldn't just jump right into it. I definitely want. I definitely got to talk about this within the next 20 minutes. I have another one, and I went over so much stuff yesterday. You know, like should there be a second trial, a second grand jury, for the Michael Brown shooting? And I believe so. I mean, it happened in where was it at? Hammond, Indiana? Was it? No, that's not it. I mean, it didn't print out. No, it sure didn't. My printer's not good. It's missing pages. Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Yep, Jonathan Ferrell. The murder of ex-FAMU football player Jonathan Ferrell. There was two grand jury reviews, and the second one indicted him, and he's currently under facing manslaughter charges. Now, he was indicted in January, and the case still hasn't settled yet. So I'd like to see how that's going. I mean, is it going to be, like before, they're going to drag us on, boom, 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 and then finally, here it comes, who knows? But we'll be right back after the song break. Chardonnay by Tay Love here on the Mike Pope Show. That was Chardonnay by Tay Love, indie group that was brought to my attention some time back. Nice song. I love the beat. I think I can vibe to it with a cup of the goose. Yeah, I ain't touched this goose in about 3 weeks. I'm so not the raging alcoholic that that would have already probably drunk that down to the head by now. I have absolutely zero ratchetness to discuss tonight. Once again, where are the fathers at? So I explained, why I said where are the fathers. I explained that how important it is to mothers. I mean, I'm sorry, to the young girls for, the fathers to be there. But then also, we have some great women, great mothers that do a wonderful job. But unfortunately, they can't raise a man. They can raise a respectable young adult, but they can't raise a man. There's so many things, just how our body works, that we have to get it from another man. The way we think, women can't expect, if I teach my son this way, he will, he'll turn out better than his dad, or turn out better than the guys on the corner. No, you because you don't know how men work, because you're not a man, you don't know how we think, you can't infiltrate and manipulate that. So what you're essentially doing is giving a boy, young man, feminine ways, not male ways. So that really, through the years, when I raised my son to be, he became a good. Some people grab on to the male. Some boys grab onto the male theory, and they take it and they run with it, and and they're fine. But some don't quite grasp it, and they end up being a part of the quagmire that is today's youth. It's all over the place. There's so many confused young men that I see on a daily basis. So many that you can't even you can't even pinpoint where the confusion is coming from. But what you can do, you can attribute it to something, and it definitely goes, to women. You can't take nothing away from what women do. I was raised by a single mom and my grandmother. So I understand. My father just flat out wasn't there, and then after 11, he really wasn't because he was deceased. So, and it's crazy. I found that out, at the time when I was asking to meet him, because I went somewhere with my good homie, play brother, Jared Kears, and we went somewhere, me, him, his dad, and it was like a father-son thing. And then we turned around and they took me to Ocean City, New Jersey with them. And it was like, wow, like, why don't I have this? So I asked my mom. She reached out, did the thing she had to do. And lo and behold, the gentleman passes on immediately. Like not too long after that. He was living in another state, and he passed on before I got to ever see him. So, that it was what it was, But I was able to pick apart, because I was that same confused young man early on, and I wanted to be a player. I want to do this and that. So, and I end up, having a child early on, young. So, all that plays into, what went on. So all that plays into it. And I started just analyzing men and taking them good and the bad, because I can't just say I took all the good things from this man and good things from that one, and I become such a great man, and which is not, that's not the case. I had to learn. It was a learning curve. It was a learning, experience for me, and it is very important. So that is, I wanted to just to stick with the where are the fathers portion. Fathers, where are you? To stick to that, I needed to, address that in that way. I'm working. I have some behind the scenes things I'm working on that are seriously hilarious, and I want I want everybody to tune in very soon and check it out. It's pretty decent, and it should be dropping, end of the week or something like that. So in the background, I have the next song playing, and then I will be coming back, and I will discuss. I'll tell you about a couple instances of police brutality that are startling and alarming. And is this an indication of the future and how this government just may invoke martial law across the country? We'll see. We'll be right back here with Mike Pope here on the Mike Pope Show.
When you try to be the best, everything you do, you always try to lead the rest. Burn in your eye, like to see it in your flesh. When you're running out, games they can see when you rise. Go, give them that love, wanna like bone. Venom, like all the rest like bone. Venom, like the fucking game, like a bold mention. All I do is work, while so serious, all I do is work. Running for perfectionist, never done it question, but all these others, that he dying on his dying. I woke up like this, words too ill to go up like this. I thought I would go up like this, I said he never thought I'd show up like
to myself, if I don't, then I starve. Tryna be dope like a flow that's from Mars. So whenever I spit, you'll be sure to see stars. I wanna be perfect, I'm sure that it's worth it. I think about failing and then I get nervous. Swear that my music is doing a service. I know I'll be great without making the purchase.
No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. But I'm missing all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit. All you see is what's on the surface. What's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. But I'm missing all worth it when I hit the stage. And I spit for days and they see that I have a fit. I'm looking for perfection. Yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect. But I'm missing all worth it when I see this working. No days off. Always in a rapper with the fireplace off. And then I'm hoping that the grind pays off. Look into my eyes and watch the die fade off. I don't wanna flaw. Got my perfection and I wanna be the more. Any little errors, see I wanna fix them all. OCD, you whatever you can call. Whatever. It will never be great. Love will never be fake. Premature bright, better than late. Touch the ones that's skipping like day. I just wanna be a legend. I know I see it coming. Wait, hold it there a second. The one with the crown probably really feel threatened. This got the feeling of a tortoise hair lesson. Lyrically fit, see I've been on my They call it as is and say ain't that a They see that I'm winning and wanna pitch fits. They knew that I had it, they seen it from rip. That shit on my shoulder, you call it a chip. I call it my right to have birth that I flip. Oozing perfections, that just what I drip. Sarcastic is ever and all of that wit. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. But it makes it all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit. All you see is what's on the surface. What's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not perfect. But it makes it all worth it when I hit the stage and I spit for days and they see that I have a purpose. I'm looking for perfection. Yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when you see this working, yeah. Days like this. Sometimes I wonder if I was really fucking made for this. All of the lights, all of the fame, all of the hurt, the disappointment, and the pain. Wait, hold up, I'm about to kill him, just let me f***ing stroll up. Running through my verse and they hate to see me scroll up. Texting these niggas like I just put a toll up. You kidding me? You tried to believe that I wouldn't get bigger. They rotten for me, so believe I get figured. You tried to stop me, but see you just got bitter. Days like this. I know that I'll be making shit that's so perfect. All of the love, all of the hate, all of the times I told myself that I'ma be great. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit. All you see is what's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I hit the stage and I just spit for days and they see that I have a purpose. I'm looking for perfection. Yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when you see this working, yeah.
That was the Philly's own Lanice London here on the Mike Poop Show with Perfection. Yep, love that joint, man. That's a lot. She puts a lot into her music. She really goes really hard. I want to talk to men about the power of preservation. I'm not talking about going green, saving the earth, the glaciers in Antarctica so we don't flood, the tsunamis. I'm talking about self-preservation and not over-sexing these chicks out here. That's what I'm talking about. Jeez, I'm trying to tell you, listen, men, young boys, when you get to be my age, your mid to late 30s, trust me, you will not be wanting to jump up and down on top of nobody every day, all day. You have a whole new view on sexual. That's why sugar daddies pay. I already know. They pay so you don't want to have sex with them. That's what it is. They just want you on their arm. They want the women to just to be there, to be like, this is my boo or whatever. They pay so that you don't want to sleep with them. That's why they pay so well. That's why they give up half their SSI check or a third of their pension, because they don't want to be jumped up and down on top of. I'm not the man I was in my 20s, nor am I the man that I was in my early 30s. I'm a different man, and I am trying to preserve my body for the later years. At least if I don't burn out now, at least I have a little something to offer a little later. Mid 40s, maybe the early 50s. Okay, there we go. I think I did them. Yeah, I think I did them. Spoke about that. Yep, pretty much did it all. So I guess I just got to get ratchet. Just gotta turn up, and then turn down. Now, there was a instance of police brutality in Indiana, where the man was in the car with, and I'm trying to find information on it. His name was Jamal Jones. He was in the car with his family, children, woman, and the police pulled him over for a seatbelt violation, and wanted him to get out the car, and he tried to get him information. They pulled the guns, and ultimately they smashed the window and tased him, slammed him on the ground, and, in front of children. So I seen the follow-up, which was the live interview with the local news station, and it talked about how the battery, the brutality went further than what we've seen on camera. And they've gotten lawyers together, and what I'd like to know is, how is it that police can destroy your property, i.e. smash your window, kick your door when they're serving a warrant or whatever, and they're not liable? The city, the local government is not liable to replace it or fix it. I don't understand that. How can someone just come, smash your, let's just say house. Let's say they want to serve a warrant on in my building. I'm in apartment B, and they want to serve it on apartment A, but they accidentally kick my door in. How are they not liable for that? Just because they're, police. How are they not liable? I'd like to know. That is why they feel as though that they can. This man, executioner Darren Wilson, this sticks out to me. He said, when Michael Brown was charging me, I looked through the scope and I seen his head, and that's where I fired. And it's like, wow, you took a second to think, can I legally shoot him? And the only place you could shoot him was his head, because you wanted him to stop charging you. Yet, and still you say, everything happened so fast, I had to react. But here you're giving instances of you thinking. You're making decisions, not quick, rash decisions. You thought about it. So as he was charging from you from, 100 feet away, you had 70 feet to think, okay, can I legally shoot him? And then you look down and you see down the scope and you see his head, and you ultimately fire a shot in his head. And other shots, he was hit 6 to 10 times. And this is what makes them think that they can get away with that. The fact that they can bust in your house and they don't have to be liable. They don't even have to be at the right house, right apartment, right, whatever. They can destroy property and they're totally free. They can have, I was in an accident with a ambulance, and the lawyer told me it was a private ambulance, and the lawyer that handled my case, or handles my case, whatever, he told me, you're lucky it wasn't city or state ambulance, because you wouldn't get a dime. Although the driver of this ambulance was totally in the wrong. I mean, no sirens, no lights, ran a red light and everything. He said if it was a city or state, you wouldn't get a dime. And I'm just like, wow. They totally are exempt from the same, from the same laws that they have to govern. That they don't have to abide by the same laws that they govern. And that's what makes them think they're bigger. So when people say it's a race thing, it's a black thing, it's a white thing, it's bigger than black and white. It's abusers and abusees. Period. I had the story, and I didn't even. I don't think I even put it in. But the young man that was schizophrenic. His stepfather called the police and said, listen, and this is a white family in the Midwest, called the police and said, listen, he's out of control. He has a knife. He wants to fight his mom. Send somebody out so we can get him help. They send 3 police cars from 3 different neighboring counties get the call. The first 2 get there. They got him calm. Got the boy calm and basically neutralize the situation. The 3rd cop comes, agitates the situation, and says, we don't have time for this, tase him. Something goes on, they end up tasing the young man. I guess he got infuriated, whatever, and he's schizophrenic. And I'm sure the parents are saying, whoa, he has an issue. Tase him, and allegedly, this is alleged, there's still an investigation. Allegedly, he shot the 3rd cop, because out of the 3 cops, 2 cops were cleared and 1 is put on leave. Out of the 3 cops, the 3rd cop allegedly, while the boy was on, 18-year-old white Caucasian Midwestern boy on the ground, shot dead in his chest. It's not black or white, black and white. It's abusers and abusees. Just like an abusive relationship. It could be anything. Black, white, interracial, white on white, black on black, Spanish on Spanish, Indian on Indian. Doesn't matter. It's the abusers and the abusees. And we, the civilians, we are the abusees. If we don't comply the way that they want us to comply, we will die. No matter if we have a illness, we could be strung out on some meth or something. And if I'm strung out on meth and I go run out of this apartment and this cop stops and says, stop, put your hands up. And I'm all methed out and I don't put my hands up, he will shoot and kill me. He will shoot me down in the street naked, because I ran out of the house naked, out of the shower, because I was getting high in the bathroom. I'm just throwing something stupid out there. He will shoot me down in the street. I'm naked. But he would shoot me down the street and say he was in fear for his life, that I was going to jump on his back and hump him or something like that. He will come up with something, but he will shoot me dead right in the street. And it's sad that it comes to that. KRS-One, the great KRS-One, he warned us years ago with Black Cop. Trust me, he warned us. I know it. Everything in me says that that's where it comes from, and I believe it. And even Flavor Flav, when he said 911 is a joke, he knew what he was talking about. Gotta give it up for Mr. Flavor Flav. Although he is your all-time coon, he the one that started all the horrible reality television shows on VH1. It was Flavor of Love. Then it was I Love New York 1 and 2 and 3, and this one that. But he started that. He was a part of these women getting on television and just looking a mess. Oh, don't think I forgot, because that initial reality show that he was on, him, Vanilla Ice, the Brat, the little midget from Austin Powers, Bridget Nielsen, and so on and so on, and that reality show that they were on, it was not ratchet. They did argue. They had, Vanilla Ice and all. They had a little, I think Gary Coleman was there. I'm not sure if it was Gary Coleman, but there was, differences. But the Flavor of Love was the downfall of all humanity, all at one time. I want to thank you, Flavor Flav, for paying your child support and tearing down what was television at the time. Hey, one thing I noticed, it's been a while, but I haven't used my gunshots in a while. I haven't used them in a good while. Because I discussed it on a show where I talked about mental illness. You can go back to the rebroadcast if you didn't catch it, and you'll see why I discussed in depth. The whole show was about mental illness and the effects that it has on not just the person that has the mental illness, but family as well. I myself had to endure it with a family member, and it's heartbreaking, because that person for what you know them as for X amount of years and X amount of time, and to see them now suffer because you can't control it. It's not a DVD player. It's not a Galaxy Android where you can just reset and everything will be right. Your brain is not wired that way. It's not hardwired, so it can't be reset. And to see someone suffer through that, it's really, it's really rough. So, so Flavor Flav definitely pioneered ratchet television and and boots, butts, hoops. What was all them? What was the one he actually dated? I know it was New York. What's her name? Tiffany something. What's the one? Ugly chick with the real ugly light brown chick with the real big butt. Delicious. I can't see how any of these women even kissed this guy, but they was really all over him. They must have been cut some big per diem or stipends. They must have cut some real big ones, because Flavor, I couldn't even take a lifesaver from Flavor Flav. I would just look at it like it's ugly. Like, you gave me that lifesaver? I couldn't do it, man. It's beyond horrible. I don't know. But I want to congratulate the Philadelphia 76ers and their 17th loss straight to start the season. They are officially 0-17. I do believe they play tonight, so they have a chance to be tied with the longest win streak to begin a season, just 18 games. It was the Los Angeles Clippers. So they have a chance to tie that. I was looking at it in the Daily News, and I'm pretty sure they will, because they're tanking on purpose. They might even bench some players just so that they can become the worst franchise ever, as usual. But that's the way it goes. We're here in Philly, and they don't put what they're supposed to put into their teams here. I think the Phillies and maybe the Flyers might be the best two of the four we have: Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, and Sixers. Got the Phantoms, but I don't. That's like minor league hockey or something like that. So I don't know what they do. But we have the Philadelphia Soul. That's Bon Jovi's team, arena football. they do well. They actually won a championship or something a couple years ago. Then the next season there was no football at all, so they didn't even get a chance to defend their crown for a whole season because they had to, I guess, get the funding together or whatever it was. Thanks for tuning in, logging in, Googling, accepting my inboxes, my timeline post, and my text messages. I appreciate you watching the show, and I will see you tomorrow from 10 to 11 p.m. Thank you.